All right.
Okay, hey everybody, Jill Thomas here, and I'm really excited because I'm switching up my Monday Minute episodes in light of coronavirus, and today is Friday, April 3rd, that this is being recorded, and it'll go out on Monday, but it just seemed awkward to do a lot of videos on real estate right now because that's not where people's mindsets are. And I've noticed a lot on social media that people are, sorry about my dogs barking, that people feel like they're really, they don't have control of anything. You know, everything's just, there's so many unknowns right now. And people are trying to get a hold of a new normal with a schedule, a routine. So many, you know, every parent in the world right now is homeschooling. And so as a result, I thought, let me share some information that might be of help to you. So today I have got Nora Clemens with Nutrition Wellness Solutions. Do I have that correct, Nora?
You do.
Okay, good. Thank you. And so Nora's here, and she is going to help us first talk about eating and our eating habits, because what I noticed too is there's so many memes on social media about eating our quarantine snacks. Like, I know for me and some of my friends, like the first week or so, it felt like it was that time between Christmas and New Year's where you're just eating whatever, not thinking much about it. And now that we see that this is going longer, that that's not an option. You know, nobody can keep eating the quarantine snacks every day. So anyway, Nora, thank you so much for joining me, and so we can help people out and maybe give them some encouragement so they do feel like they are in control. So first of all, just real quick to share a little bit about yourself, if you would.
Oh, sure. Hey, Jill, and hey, everybody out there. Yeah, I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. As Jill said, I own Nutrition and Wellness Solutions. It's a private practice. So if you have nutrition questions or problems of any kind, whether they just are to eat healthy or to address a medical problem, you can come see me. And during these times, and even prior to, I do work virtually. So that's the beauty of technology. I can provide these services the exact same way that I did before.
That's
so
awesome.
With that, yeah, we'll just get started. What do you want to talk about today, Jill?
Well, first of all, you know, we always talk about eating healthy just in general, and maybe some of the, no doubt, everything you shared today is universal. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. But right now, first, maybe just share a couple of reasons why it is healthy. It is so important for us to be eating healthy right now and watching what we're eating and just not eating the junk foods and the processed foods.
Well, you know, as you said earlier, now more than ever, choosing what we eat does give us control. Mm-hmm. So we have control over that.
Yes.
And, you know, sometimes we feel like food is our comfort, our drug, our way to cope. And I get that. And it can be all that. You know, that's just a human the human way with food. Mm-hmm. But now more than ever, it's just a good idea to, you know, I call it building up the host. We're the host, and it's the only body you're ever going to get issued. Mm-hmm. And so to strengthen it, so by putting the right foods in it, really getting good nutrition in there instead of quarantine snacks that are probably not going to have too many nutrients, we're really going to strengthen our overall health so that, you know, God forbid, you know, we do contract the virus, you know, we're going to have a better foundation with which to, you know, get through it. So we definitely want to have that. And, you know, things like our mood, you know, I mean, we all know food impacts our mood. And so we're very stressed out, mm-hmm. We're depressed. So eating healthy is such a conduit for fighting depression and for keeping us from having brain fog, helping us to make really good decisions so that we're not operating on empty, basically. So those are some good reasons, just now more than ever, to eat healthy.
Man, those are good points for sure. Because I do see so many people who are depressed, blue, foggy, you know, depending, you know, there's so many degrees of that. And so if they can, just by eating better, help with some of that, I think that would make a lot of difference, you know, moving forward. So first of all, especially right now, being everybody's at home, you know, and maybe you only make a trip out to the, you know, grocery store once a week or however often. Can you give some suggestions on how people can get organized. What's the first step so they can have this good stay-at-home lifestyle and make some good choices? How do they get organized?
Yeah, I mean, organization is the beginning, without a doubt. So it depends on where you're at in the whole concept that we just talked about of really trying not to fill our bodies with the snacky foods that we all are driven to. But,
Right.
If you have too much of that, or if you feel like, I need to stop it now, ditch it. I mean, just make a family decision if you don't leave alone that you're going to get rid of that stuff. So it's basically sugar and all the snacky stuff and sodas. I mean, sodas are such a really big source of, sugar that just doesn't serve us. So those are the hard things. But if you can clean out the clutter and get rid of the things that are going to not serve us, then we can start, stocking up on, the obvious, the things like the whole grains, but you want to get, make sure that you get, brown rice, quinoa, maybe whole grain pasta. Could be a good time to experiment with bean pasta and get yourself set up with that. Yeah, because all those things contain fiber. So I always think about fiber. You're going to just be blue in the face hearing about fiber, maybe today and every day, because it's so important for our bodies. The other thing would be to make sure that you get all the fruits and veggies that your body needs. Now, right now, we're trying to not go to the store very often, and those whole grains that I mentioned are shelf stable. So you want to get, when you go to the store, a few fresh fruits and veggies that you're going to eat initially, but get frozen and canned and dried fruit. So, there's about a lot of bad rap about canned foods, but they're still food. And you can buy the salt-free or drain it or strain it. You can buy the sugar-free thing. So, just get fruits and vegetables, because guess what? Half your plate's supposed to be those anyway. Moving on into your proteins, make sure you get a wide variety of proteins. You can get some canned things. Look, if you like tuna, if you like sardines, I love sardines. A lot of people hate sardines, but things like that, are a good idea to stock up on. Hard-boiled eggs, make a bunch of hard-boiled eggs for your proteins. Chicken, we're all growing feathers, but get a bunch of chicken, because I can tell you endless ways of preparing chicken that it doesn't always taste like chicken. And some lean beef, some ground turkey, just invest in a little bit of everything. And, even frozen fish. If you like fish, get some frozen fish. Why not? I mean, get some variety in there. And then, of course, your healthy fats. Don't forget the healthy fats. And I know that, sometimes we can go a little overboard on those, but we do need them. Olive oil, grapeseed oil is a great one to cook if you want to saute at high heat. But even like nuts, seeds, and nut butters, don't forget that besides peanut butter, there's almond butter, cashew butter, lots of butter. So, those are the healthy fats to lean on. And then dairy, if you can tolerate dairy, I always like to lean in the organic side, so you get no antibiotics there. But Greek yogurt is amazing, and Greek yogurt lasts in the refrigerator quite a while. So that's something that even if you're shopping every 2 weeks, you can buy a bunch of Greek yogurt. It's a good lunch protein or a good breakfast protein or a good dinner protein. And so that'll be awesome. And cheese, of course. So, this is like what I would tell people to stock up on a variety of those things. And then we can move into making healthy meals.
Right. Gotcha. I like your point about the frozen vegetables or the canned, especially right now too. I think that even if that wouldn't be your normal or first choice, that's a much better choice than other snack foods or potato chips.
I mean, chips or potatoes, but
but
lots of salt and lots of fat.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's my weakness. Okay, so let's say somebody decides, all right, I want to get organized. I'm going to get a nice shopping list, take inventory maybe of what they already have in the house, go out and buy some things. And then from there, let's talk about meal planning, thinking ahead so that when they do go to the store that they do buy smart, because it's not like you want a quick run out. Oh, I forgot, this ingredient. Now I got to just zip back out to Publix. So what would be the next step with that meal planning?
Yeah, listen, not just during these times when we're doing things differently, but I think that prioritizing what we eat really means prioritizing it. And meal planning is something that look, just like a lot of people are cleaning out their closets right now and their drawers because they're
Right.
bored, silly, right? But
Yes.
start meal planning. I mean, start this new habit that you literally say, okay, I've got all these foods. I mean, take it on as a challenge, not like a game, but it's a game, you know, how well can I plan these meals? So you can literally get, you know, I've got meal planners. If you want to contact me, I can send them to you, but they're all over Pinterest. They're everywhere. But
Right.
literally plan a few days. I mean, you could plan the whole week, but be sure that every day is not like a different day. No, we're going to talk in a minute about make food in bulk so you can have leftovers. All you people who don't like leftovers, learn a new eating habit. Learn to love leftovers because it just makes sense. I mean, it's kind of tough to just make new things for every single meal. So I think meal planning is really important. Yeah, starting with that.
Okay, well, that's great. And I like too what you said about starting these new habits, because one day we will be through this. We're not going to be sitting at home like this, you know, hopefully not too much longer, but what a great opportunity to start some good habits and some good routines so that when life does get back to normal, you know, you can just integrate it all back together again. I think that that's a really, really good point. I think that's an encouragement again for people who don't feel like they're in control, because that's what I really want to focus on, is that idea of you can be in control. It is okay, you know, and so hopefully this is an encouragement to you. Okay, so like I know with me, and I shared this with you weeks ago, that like this year, my allergies, sinuses, I don't know what, like it just hit me hard. And even this morning, again, I woke up, I've been feeling great the last week. Today it's like, oh, again, the pollen down here in Florida has been insane this year. So, you know, how can we eat a little bit better to support, you know, to be healthier, to help our immune system? What are your suggestions with that?
Well, you know, already in the shopping list touched on all those various food groups, and I just want to create a visual for you. And this is so easy. Anybody can do this. And so when you're planning your meals, think about a plate. And on that plate, if you draw a line down the middle, really half of it should be vegetables. You know, if you're not there yet, I get it, maybe a third of each. But think about how you can power up your body's nutrition with all those antioxidants, all the fiber all the nutrients that's in the vegetables. So load it up, you know, so buy a lot of vegetables because we are going to be eating vegetables. And then, you know, a quarter of the plate should be the protein, all those proteins we talked about. And the other part should be some kind of starch. You know, people with the dieting craze have gotten so carbophobic. And I really think that your body will love you if you give it good carbohydrates. Look, you know, I have a sedentary job. And so I don't eat a lot of carbohydrates, but I don't dare not eat the whole grains or sweet potatoes or good baked potato, or I even make mashed potatoes. I just don't put a lot of butter in it, you know, things of that nature. So it's really important to balance that plate with all the things that I just said, because then you're going to get full, you're going to get nourished, all of your nutrient needs are going to be met. And then of course you're going to sprinkle in a little healthy fat in there, olive oil, even a little bit of organic butter is okay, you know, for some of these things that need butter. Yeah, so it's all about moderation, of course. And then, you know, throw some fruit in there, and, you know, dairy is needed. So that's how you kind of balance up your plate for sure. But, you know, we didn't touch on making some of those meals. Can I just flow right into that, Jill?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Yeah. So because I was thinking about that plate and how we can put something on the plate that we haven't been enslaved in the kitchen all the time. Just to give you an idea, if when you go to the store and you buy salad fixings, then you have those until they're gone, and then you're going to default, right? I'm a big fan of taking out the same size bowl, making 3 or 4 salads, putting the lids on top, and literally don't put the dressing on, don't put the protein on, but they will hold for days. And literally every day for lunchtime, and this is my routine, I just throw a different protein on top. Sometimes for the starch, I'll have leftover sweet potato, which I make intentionally, chop those up, throw it on top. There's my healthy carb. It's so good, so sweet. And then of course, some kind of salad dressing. Sometimes I'll do beans because beans is starchy and it's fiber. And so you can really take a base salad, half my plate, as your base, and then throw the other two components in on top when it's lunchtime, quick, instant, fast food salad at home. But that's, the salad deal. When that's gone, obviously we want to, think about, other than sandwiches, which we can obviously make extra chicken and then boil some whole wheat pasta and make chicken pasta salad or tuna pasta salad with a little bit of celery until it's gone, and celery holds for a while. But you can make yummy lunches that aren't salads or sandwiches all the time. You can make brown rice salads with these things that I said. So, those are just ideas that take you a little bit away from sandwiches and salads, or of course you can have leftovers for lunch. But besides sandwiches, think about pita bread. So when you go to the store, buy whole wheat pita, make fun pita pocket sandwiches. So things like that, wraps, you can get the whole grain wraps. So keep it kind of interesting. The whole idea is to keep it interesting. And at lunchtime, you can do that because usually you kind of throw lunch together with the things that I just said that you have available.
Right.
And for dinners, I'm a big fan of, if you have the crock pot, keep it out or pull it out often. If you have the Instapot, kind of like the newer version, make one pot meals, throw all your veggies, your starches in there, meaning like potatoes. Don't forget about acorn squash and butternut squash. Those are really good sweet potato and potato alternatives. So have those as part of, the starchy. And see, those things you can buy, like the acorn squash and butternut squash, and they'll stay on your counter for a while or in your fridge.
Okay.
So those are good backups as well. So think about those one pot meals, and there's a bazillion recipes online right now for Instapot cooking, as everybody knows, that has one. But other than that, sheet pan cooking. So again, layer out your veggies or your potatoes or your chicken, or do multiple sheet pans, stick those in the oven, overcook so you can have leftovers for the next day. Sheet pan meals are amazing. Yeah. So that's just like a little bit of a quick overview on thinking ahead. Just whenever you're making, make like you're feeding, instead of a family of 4, family of 8, and then you've got food for tomorrow. Or things like chili and spaghetti. You can literally just overbuy on your ground beef, a couple of jars of sauce, just make a ton of that, and you can freeze it. Yeah.
And those are good habits, like we talked about, to get into, because then when you do start going back to work, kids are going back to school, to cook ahead, have those things,
I know.
Because then when, you do go back to being busy, or, the kids are involved with extracurricular activities and sports and things like that, they just pull it out of the freezer and it's ready to go. So that's great.
My gosh. Listen, nothing worse than coming home from a full day of work and not having dinner ready. I mean, I would die. So I already know what I'm having the next day, not because I'm a nutritionist, just because I want to eat when I get home, and I sure don't want to cook. I mean, nobody wants to cook. So everything's almost there, partially prepped, and it's a quick, 10 or 15 minute, last minute put together.
Right. Now, let me ask you one other question, because you mentioned a few things that aren't super common. Like, I have heard of grapeseed oil. I've never cooked with it, or the bean pasta. Are these things that are readily available, like at Publix, Walmart, or do you have to go to Whole Foods or buy them online? Like, where do people find some of these little bit more, less known or less traditional?
Less common. Right. Yeah, they're all at Publix. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a brand called Banza, Banza, of the bean pasta that's super popular right now. And I think Publix has it. I've seen it there.
Okay, great. Yeah, because then that's discouraging too. I know when people get excited and they're like, okay, I want to cook well. Let me go get these things. And then, I got to order it. I got to get it from Amazon. So that's nice when it's local. Well, do you have any other final thoughts? Anything else that you wanted to mention that hasn't come up in conversation?
I think let's wrap up with just a little bit of review of the most important points, which is I like, Jill, that you did make a point that these are great new habits to make if we haven't had them. We're all looking for projects. Well, make nutrition your project and learn how to make those meal plans and make those balanced meals and start cooking like this, so that you're not always cooking, but when it's time to eat, you have fast food, healthy food, ready-made food at your house. So those are amazing, things to do for yourself now. And
Right.
we'll reap benefits that will just go far, far beyond this time. But without a doubt, during this time, I think that the person that has the strongest host will be able to fight off common cold, fight off, flu viruses, which I guess are still out there too, but with distancing, so hopefully not as much, and just have, a better resilience, should we get the coronavirus, because people are surviving it, and bounce back and be able to, get back to life and enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much. This is great because I know here, like I said, it's April 3rd, at least in the state of Florida. We are going to be at home for the rest of the month for sure. Yep. And I even know, like, my sister up north in Indiana, the schools are done for the year now, and so they're not going to be going anywhere for months. So I think that, these are great habits for us to think about, to get into the planning, just going shopping once. And then the other benefits just for the here and now, the brain fog, so many people are discouraged, just that fear of the unknown, what's going to happen next. And I know for me, definitely, that when I eat poorly, all those things are magnified. And when I eat better and I feel better, and my body's stronger, my brain is more clear, I feel better and I can make better choices and just better days. So I think this information is fantastic. I appreciate it so much, Nora. Thank you. Her contact information is going to be below in the comments. So we'll have that for you. So feel free to reach out to Nora. You can call her, you can email her. She's got a website, and let her know, reach out to her with any questions. And there's a lot of other things she can help with as well, besides just eating habits. She has a lot of great services and things to offer. So thank you so much, Nora, for helping us. Nora Clemens with Nutrition and Wellness Solutions. And actually, we're going to do another video here in the near future about like vitamins and supplements. Is that what we discussed? Yeah. Okay. Make sure I'm saying it right. So look out for that as well. So we'll have that for you in the near future. So thanks so much, everybody. This is Jill Thomas with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. And hopefully in the near future, we'll get back to talking about real estate and homes. But for right now, I have through my networking and stuff, so many fabulous professionals that can maybe really offer some help during these times. So hope this was a help to you, and we will be back soon with another video. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, Jill. Bye.